Hello everyone, in today's session we're going to talk about how we can calculate the CAGR of an investment or a stock right inside a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Now CAGR stands for your compound annual growth rate, or in short it is the CAGR. Some people may call it by different names. For example, some may refer to it as your annual returns, others may call it the annualized returns, and some may even call it a more mathematical term, your geometric annual average return. Okay, but basically, they're all referring to the same thing. Now, let's refresh ourselves on the math, right, before we start on the Excel spreadsheet. All right, now, what we have here, right, is a series of yearly returns on a portfolio. So let's say you have a portfolio that starts with a value of 100, and in year 1, it gains 10% and goes up to 110. Then in year 2, it drops 10% and goes down to 99. Then subsequently, in the final year 3, it gains 20% and goes up to 118.8. Now there's a slight issue here because every single year the return is different. So it is rather difficult for me to make sense of how my investment is doing on average. And that is where CAGR comes in. Alright, so essentially CAGR, right, is the compounding annual return which when applied, right, to your starting value of 100 over all 3 years will give you the value of 118.8, right, at the end of year 3. So I can apply 5.9% every single year and I would reach 118.8 at the end of year 3. So the CAGR for this particular example here, right, is 5.9%. Now mathematically, how do we calculate this? Okay, it is given by this particular formula down here, where you have your VT, which is your final value of the portfolio, well, which is represented by 118.8. And then V0 divided by V0, which is your initial value of the portfolio, which is represented by 100 over here. Well, and then we raise the whole thing, right, to the number of periods in a year divided by the number of total periods. Now, the periods to use, right, depends on your data resolution. In the example I'm having here, because we are using your yearly data, so basically the number of periods in a year, right, is just simply 1. And the total number of periods that we have here in this example is just simply 3 because you have 1 year, 2 year, and 3 years. So if you're using daily data, monthly data, weekly data, you just have to adjust, right, the number of periods, right, accordingly, right? Now, so if you plug the numbers in, right, it's going to be 118.8 divided by 100 raised to the power of 1 over 3 and subtract by 1. And this is going to give you 5.9%, which is your CAGR. Now let's go to the Excel spreadsheet and see how we can work it out. Alright, now what we have here is the daily price data of the SPY ETF, which I downloaded from Yahoo Finance. So we have data starting from the 3rd of January 2011 all the way until the 26th of February 2021. And we're going to calculate the CAGR of SPY, right, using this particular set of data here. So first what I'm going to do is to list down the components that we need to calculate CAGR. And the first thing is going to be the final price of the stock, the initial price of the stock, the number of periods, or the number of total periods, right? Total periods in this set of data itself, as well as the number of periods, right, in a year. And with all that, we can calculate the CAGR. Okay, now let's get the final price. Okay, the final price, very simple, is just simply the very last adjusted close, right, in this entire data series, which is on the 26th of February 2021. So this is the particular cell, right, hit enter, and we have the final price of SPY. And then the initial price is just the very first adjusted close, right, in this entire data series. So that's in cell F2, hit enter, and we have the initial price as well. Now, the total number of periods in this entire data series, you can make use of the count function to help us get that. So open bracket and let's just count column A starting from cell A2. Control Shift arrow key down to select the entire data series. Close it and hit enter. So and you have 2,555 trading days in this entire set of data here. All right. And as for the number of periods in a year, because we are using daily data here, and data which we downloaded from Yahoo Finance comprises only of trading days, which means it excludes the weekends as well as your public holidays. So in US, we have a standard of 255 trading days in a year. So this is going to be 252. So with all this component in place, we can now calculate our CAGR easily, right? Equals to the final price divided by the initial price, and this entire thing we're going to raise it to the power of the number of periods in a year, which is 252. That's the number of trading days we have in a single year, and divide that by the total number of trading days in this entire data series, which is your 2555. Okay, close out the entire thing and subtract a 1 on it, then we can enter. All right, let's express this in terms of percentage and to decimal place. So the CAGR of the SPY ETF over this period works out to be 13.63%. All right, I just want to reinforce here on one more thing, and which is the number of periods in a year. So in this particular data series, we're working with daily data. So we have 252 trading days. But if you were to switch to say monthly data, then the number of periods in a year is going to be 12, right? Because there are 12 months in a year. Or if you switch to weekly data, right, then the number of periods in a year is going to be 52, because there are 52 weeks in a year. Okay, so basically that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.